So this is my top 10 G.I. Joe and Cobra. I'm not going to bore you with facts about the character. This is just what I went through as a kid, what I liked about them. I threw clips in from the cartoon. I hope you guys enjoy it. So here we go. At number 10, we have Covergirl.
Come on, get on there. Oh! You okay, Covergirl?
How can we fix our equipment without parts?
Covergirl's an interesting character because there's one with blonde hair and one with red hair. They changed her look at some point. She's definitely set as like a 1940s type of cover girl, which was interesting. She converted to a G.I. Joe from an actual magazine cover girl.
Is he going to make it?
His vital signs are weak, Covergirl, but Duke's no ordinary man.
Covergirl is an interesting character because you don't really remember much of her from the 80s cartoon. She had very sporadic parts. She kind of reminds me of the 80s Tank Girl, or 90s Tank Girl, was it? But that movie Tank Girl, she just reminds me of her. And the classified figure, if you haven't picked it up, is one of the best. Definitely. At number 9, we have one of my favorite ninjas, Jinx.
Either that or he heard you're one bad luck lady.
Who says so?
Everybody, the word is when you're around, things go wrong.
Yeah, well, they usually turn out right in the end.
What in blue blazes are you doing?
Sparring.
Jinx is awesome. She is a red ninja for the G.I. Joe team. I remember in the cartoon she was kind of known as the bad luck lady, but it is what it is, you know. When you look at it now, it seems kind of silly.
Care to try it again? My way, as my blind ninja master used to say. The keenest eye is that which looks inward.
I didn't really like how they portrayed Jinx in the movie, but, you know, the original movies just weren't that good. But the new classified figure of Jinx is awesome. The old one is still one of my favorites. My sister used to love her, and that was like the only one she wanted. At number 8, we have the leader, Duke.
Let's discuss your future as a mental patient.
Duke was the leader, and it's funny because some of his lines are very corny, but he was still a favorite Joe. He was one that everybody loved.
Hold it right there, hero!
Even though Scarlet and Duke were a thing, it seemed as though Duke always got the ladies. I don't know how. The figures are still cool. I always enjoyed the original one, and I think there's a retro one now for the new one, but the original classified one is probably one of the coolest. At number 7, we have the redhead, Scarlet.
Joe! No thanks. I'm only hungry for information.
Scarlet was a badass, and both versions of her in all the movies, including Snake Eyes, were really, really, really good. I liked Scarlet. I loved the crossbow she used. She was just a cool character. Scarlet is such a cool character because she just brings like badass to women in the 80s, and it's so good. And the figure was definitely one of my favorite. I liked her. The classified one's pretty good too. There's multiple variants of the classified one, and I think there's definitely one in the Snake Eyes movie too. At number 6, we have the evil master himself, the Cobra Commander.
Yes, you are ordinary. An ordinary coward, so bold and righteous against an unarmed man.
The Cobra Commander lines in the cartoon were just so funny. And just, they had that twang to them. But there were so many variants of Cobra Commander. You know, the evil hood, which I'm not going to get into, but it's just stupid. The armored one, and then the classic look.
That is disgusting!
Cobra Commander just embodies the evil, crazy 80s guy. It's so good. I love it. It's just so perfect. And there's different versions of him as a figure. There was this armored one I mentioned before. I really, really like the new classified one. They went with kind of a Mystique, like, smooth look. It looks good. At number 5, we have the arms dealer himself, Destro.
Yes, Commander, yes. And I shall assure us of victory by taking full authority over all operations myself.
The thing that lured Destro into being one of the top was his cool mask. Now, I'm not going to bore you with the story, but you know it was passed down from generation to generation as he was an arms dealer. But that mask and just his sinister feel made him so cool.
Destro.
The shipment was difficult to assemble, and I lost more time climbing to this ridiculously melodramatic location.
I love those one-liners by Destro. They were so good. So Destro had a very cool figure back then. The original was awesome. The new classified line has a couple variants. This is the main one. They definitely did a good job with him. He looks good. At number 4, we have that Commando, the man who doesn't talk, Snake Eyes.
Guess who I just picked up at the outer perimeter? I heard a relay alarm kick in. You were all busy, so I went for a look-see. And here's Snake Eyes!
Snake Eyes was like just the ultimate commando. Everybody liked him. He was a ninja slash commando. He's just freaking awesome. What can you say? I remember Snake Eyes was the guy that everybody wanted to be like when we were playing G.I. Joe in the woods. I guess we're going way back when, but yes, we all wanted to be Snake Eyes. And the figure, of course, there was multiple different figures. Snake Eyes had so many different outfits. Here's the original. In the classified line, I would say this is my favorite. I still haven't opened it, but this one with Timber is my favorite. At number 3, we have the sinister and evil, but beautiful Baron.
Run, Mr. Hooper! I'll cover you!
Thanks. But I have other plans.
The Baroness!
Baroness was great because she was that evil, beautiful woman. And the voice actress Morgan Lofting, she was so good. She just became this evil Baroness. It's perfect.
G.I. Joe is here! We must recover the piece of Destro's Weather Dominator before they do! Cobra!
I'm gonna go out on a limb here like everybody else, I guess, and say that Baroness was my first cartoon crush. It was just something about the black hair and the glasses and the sinister laugh that just did it. But, and her relationship with Destro was great because they were the evil couple. I don't know. I never really cared for the evil people, but I don't know. Even Baroness cosplay to this day, I'm like, wow. So, as nerdy as that sounds. The figures were great. There was many different versions of Baroness. There's one in the blue outfit, the crimson one in the red. The classified, this one was tough to get. The one with the motorcycle, when she first came out, you just couldn't get her. And when I did get her from Target, she was an exclusive from Target. I did get her. I bought 2 because it was so hard to get her. But Baroness is an awesome character. At number 2, we have the Native American Spirit and Iron Knife, his bald eagle.
Don't run! Here, let me wrap this around you. You okay?
Lucky thing you were around, Spirit.
Lucky thing you didn't run.
I love Native American lore. I'm a pretty big historian, and I really am intrigued by it. But something with Spirit, I think he was kind of, and I might be wrong here because I don't know the full history, but I think he was kind of based around the Native American code talkers, and I really liked his character. And when he had the fights with Storm Shadow, which was very brief, I think it was just 1 or 2 episodes, it was very cool the way they did the fight. And Spirit's just one of my favorite characters. I love Iron Knife, the little bald eagle. He was just a cool character. I really, really liked him. I remember when I first got Spirit, I thought he was one of the coolest characters. I just really liked the way they made him look. He was very historic, and I liked that he came with the eagle. I don't know why, but he's just such a good character. He's got that, that Native American lore with him, and the way they intertwined him with Storm Shadow was cool, but they didn't really use him enough in the cartoons. That kind of drove me a little nuts, but he's one of my favorite characters. I had to pre-order him when he came out. So the figures themselves, you have the original one, which looks pretty much like the classified one. The classified one just went with the same look, but like I said, I pre-ordered him because I was like, I need him. At number one, it should be no surprise if you've watched my videos, Storm Shadow.
Anyone can use a weapon, but the ninja is a weapon. Behold!
It's no surprise here because I'm a product of the 80s and ninjas were like the in thing. So Storm Shadow by far was my favorite and my brother's favorite. Storm Shadow, he was always on the side of Cobra, but then he can turn, and just the fact that he was always such a badass was just so cool.
I feel another presence.
That presence feels you as well.
Cobra!
I had to put Storm Shadow as number one because he was my favorite, and I had to get the Arctic version and the camo version and the normal version. He was just such a cool character, Storm Shadow, and I love Ninja. I just always have. And it's, the movies, they have their thing, but like I said in my past video, Andrew Koji's character is perfect. So the figures, like as you can see here, the original is probably the classic version is probably the best. And the classified, there's many, many different versions of him, but I like the classic version. So that is my G.I. Joe top 10 list, and there's so many other characters I could have added to this list. I mean, Stalker is awesome, Rock and Roll, Beachhead, Firefly, Crocmaster, Quick Kick. There's just so many more that I really, really liked. But, you only have 10, so that's how it is. So anyway, that's my list. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your lists are. I really like that type of feedback. So again, thank you.